wanted to go over this evening is what is working right now in your business that you want to share, that you feel would be valuable to your teammates. So it could be like a message you're using, it can be a post, it could be a system that you're working on, whatever it is. I want to hear something like positive this week. So I want to hear something that you're working on, something that is like going to move your business forward that you feel would be beneficial to somebody. And so I'll go first. That way I can get this out of get mine out of the way. With Shailene's Instagram training from this weekend, Sunday we did a workshop with her and we got to ask questions and all that stuff. And I'll do an Instagram training for you guys one night soon. I'm trying to figure out things now. So I want to make sure that I have them down before I pass them on to you. But I've been adding value just as much as I can. Time blocking, brain dumps. I talked about mom guilt this evening. And so I'm just finding something that I'm good at that I can talk about. And so that's what I want you to start doing as well. I don't want it to be all your kids. I don't want it to be all Plexus. Find something that you're good at that you can share. What can you add value to? Or how can you add value to your audience? So Shailene said Sunday, think about something that you're really good at. Think about something that you love to talk about. Like when you hear somebody talking about it, like you want to interject and you want to be like, oh my gosh, like I love intermittent fasting. Like, let me tell you what, I know, or whatever. And so pick something that you're good at and don't spill the whole thing on day one. So then you don't have more to talk about over the next 30 or 60 days, right? So focus on that, the niche. That's what that is. So the niche is more like, what am I good at? What am I going to focus on? What am I going to teach on? What am I going to add value? So I've just kind of chosen the brain dump, the time blocking, mom hacks, the whole busy mom life, simplify your life, those type of things. And so I'm running kind of like two different things. So like my Instagram is going to look different than my Facebook right now because I'm just trying something out. But my Facebook is going to be adding value as well. So it's going to be Plexus, it's going to be family, but then it's going to also be the whole value aspect. So the last 2 or 3 days, I've been talking about mom guilt in my posts and in my stories, and I had people vote if they had mom guilt. And so 20 some people voted that they had mom guilt. And so then I took my results and I asked, would you like a live video on this? And they voted yes. So then I made the post, going live tonight at 7:00 about mom guilt. So I went live at 7:00, had the discussion. And so the call to action was at the end of the live, who has somebody who struggles with mom guilt, share this with them, have a discussion in the comments, tell me how you feel about mom guilt. That way it's not just Plexus, and they see that Brianna is a person and Brianna has more to add than gut health and her kids or whatever. Does that make sense? And so when they voted on the poll that they wanted a live video, I messaged them personally, thanked them for voting on the poll. I told them I would be live at 7:00 and I invited them to join in on the discussion. That way I started that communication with 15 people that voted on the poll. So it was just something outside of Plexus that I could have a conversation with them on. And then after the live video was over, I just went to them and said, hey, I hope you got to catch the live video. If not, go catch the replay. Let me know what you think when you watch it. So I just think that's something that we could work on too, just adding that value, putting polls up, and doing live videos and adding value outside of every live video doesn't have to be your Plexus testimony, right? So that's just my thought. That's my tip for you this week, that you can try that. You can make it a post and then throw it into your stories and do some polls or whatever, and then have some discussions about it. So I will shut up and somebody else can take over.
I'll go. So I haven't had any success yet with signing anyone up this month, although I am having a lot, like I said, of really good conversations, even though I've messaged people, new people. I'm also loving on people, and I know we're supposed to do this anyway, but I have this little list I keep that's called a hot list and a love list. And that's like my hot list is like who's like ready, like who am I needing to stay in continuous conversation with over the next couple of days. And then my love list is like, people who like I've been really kind of like looking for people who seem like, like new people to be friends with. And I'm kind of like scanning their Facebook, but I know this is all like stuff you tell us to do anyway, but like this is what I'm doing. So anyway, I've really been like recruiting, like looking for people who I'm like, okay, well, they're a good sharer. They are a busy person. So they're into a lot of things. They'll probably like, this would be something that they'd want to do. Just like really kind of scanning people who I become friends with, and after they say yes and they want to be my friend, I'm like on there just, checking in, like voting on some of the stuff they post, or just like really, getting involved with them. These are people, honestly, I like kind of don't really know, but I want to. So, that's one thing I'm doing. And then one thing I did have success with today, I actually got some people on the call tonight, which honestly, I invite all the time and I don't get people, like I can't get people to come on. So I was sending out a message today, and it really kind of helped with the fact that I was speaking on it. Well, let me see, where did I put that message? I was just going to tell you what I said. I said, so, hey, whoever, I hope you guys are doing well. I was wondering if you might be able to hop on a Zoom tonight. I'll be speaking about the products and the business opportunity, and I would sure love the support. It's a nice way too to hear a little more about the products and see if this is something you want to do. It's just 15 minutes at 8:30 tonight, and you don't even have to have your camera on, just PJs. Turn the thing on, lay it down and listen. Would you want to join? And I actually got 2 people to come on and, listen tonight, and I'm pretty excited about that. But that message seemed like it kind of like, I don't know, it was just more genuine sounding, I guess, than something I would normally send. So
yeah, I love that. And just go follow up and go see if they connected with anything tonight. Like, did they resonate with anything from the opportunity call? And I like that. Andrea and I were just having that conversation before we hopped on the call of, yes, we love the short and sweet messages. And I love giving you guys like the scripted messages, but sometimes you just got to write a message that comes from here, right? Like they can't all be scripted all the time. Like I reached out to a girl on Instagram today. She told me no, but like God's been telling me for 2 days, like, and he's been tapping my shoulder, like, hey, message that girl again for the 3rd time, go message that girl again. And so like, there was no scripted message that I could send her. You know what I'm saying? Because it was God saying, message this girl. So like it had to come from here. No script was going to cover what I needed to say to her. So I like that, like, because it's got the blueprint, but it's also your words. You know what I'm saying? So I like that. So don't forget that. Like you're still a human. They're still a human. Like they still want that connection with you. So don't like ever forget that. Like, don't feel you have to send like exactly what I tell you to send or somebody shares with you. So you don't have to do that. So anyways.
I'll add to that if you're done. I was just going to say, Amanda actually messaged me today, was asking like what kind of messages I'm sending. And I told her, I don't like the copy and paste to 10 people because I can feel that. If you message that to me and it says, hey girl, okay, you just sent that to 10 other people because first you didn't put my name, but like I've been putting like, hey Bree, sorry the kids have been sick. I hope you guys are doing okay. Like something like that to start it. And then I always say, I know that you've seen my post, this and that. Like I don't just blind send stuff. And I have been adding a ton of people on social and going back and liking theirs, but I'm commenting like actual things that I would say to you. Like I might not know them, but I'm like, your baby is adorable or anything like that, just to build that. and then private messaging them for birthdays. Just, I hope you have a blessed day. I mean, it's nothing extreme, and you wouldn't believe the strangers that are like, thank you so much. And I mean, it means more because like on my birthday, I only see like 3 posts. Like it won't show you everybody that's commented. So I don't know. I feel like the personal touch is really, people can know if you're after them for a sale or if you actually want to help them, I think. So that's all I got.
Yeah, I think that's great. And that's good value and that's good advice. I always use their name. I never say, hey, girl. I always say, hey, Amanda. Like, I hope you've had a great week, or like, I hope you had a good weekend. Like, I always say something like that. Today, I commented on her reels that she had been doing, this girl that I was following on Instagram. So I commented on her reels kind of first. And I led into it that way because she's like one of these influencers that posts a link for every single outfit and every single cup she uses. And it's just like, what is she making? 50 cents off of every pair of jeans that she promotes? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's small amount of money that these influencers make, and they just don't have a clue of the money that they could make. And so definitely was in my message. Her and her husband are both teachers. I can relate to that. So I said, you know, I've been able to double my teaching income. The financial opportunity has been a blessing. And so, like, I know you do an amazing job, like promoting your outfits and like all the fun things like that you do with your kids. Like, I just wanted to introduce you to like this side of things. So her objection was she's not a saleswoman. And so of course I went through like my like my answer to that objection, but she never wrote me back, but that's okay. She knows that I've went to her. She knows that it was like a gut instinct that I went to her. So and we still have that connection. We still talk all the time because she is a teacher and I like her outfit. So I'm always commenting, you know, back and forth on those things. So great advice.
Well, I'll go. I don't really have much. I've been kind of absent this week. It's been a little crazy in my house, but I did start time blocking and checking off. And I've highlighted, like I'm doing the whole thing. But I am a list person, like 100%. And so seeing that and being able to check things off has really helped me, especially with me having to take care of all the sickly people in my house. But another thing that I do is if, you know, I try to be consistent every day with my IPA, but if I miss a day because of something happening, I always make it up. So if I miss today, then tomorrow I do 2 sheets of my IPA. If I miss 2 days, I do 3 sheets of my, you know, I always make up what I've missed. And that just makes me feel better. It makes me feel like I've not really missed anything. So that's it.
That's awesome. And I love that you're time blocking. It's really like it's a game changer because I used to say, oh, I don't have time to like do that. Like, and it was because I was not giving my time like a name, or, you know what I'm saying? Like, I wasn't like giving it a task at a certain time. So time was just passing, and I was not making time work for me. Time was controlling me. And like, that doesn't happen anymore. Even like on a snow day today, like I went back and erased things that would happen on a normal day and fixed it. And so like, I even go through and like, we'll check mark when things get done. And so I'm very strict about that now. And so I think that goes too with like what Emily taught us today on the webinar, is trusting yourself. And if you put something on your calendar and you don't get it done, and then you just keep letting it not get done and not get done and not get done, you're not trusting yourself. And so when you put it on there and you make time for it, or if you move it to the next day, that's fine, right? So it's okay. And IPA looks different all the time. Sometimes my IPA is just in level ones and check-ins and follow-ups. It may not be new messages every single day, right? So that's okay too. It doesn't have to look like the perfect thing every single day. Okay, next.
I'll just touch on what Amanda said. Mine was kind of similar. I kind of have a list of new people, and actually, like I said before this, I literally didn't send friend requests, but now I'm kind of actively looking for people that I feel like might want to do this. And my level 1 this month is someone I have never met, had mutual friends, and just started to comment on things and share. So that's working for me this month.
I think that's awesome. And sometimes, like when you don't know them on a personal level, it's easier to work the business with them because things aren't so like, this is like one of my really good friends. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right. And you're not going to have to feel strange about asking for a shout out or
Right.
afraid someone's going to get upset with you. Yeah.
Yeah, totally. So I am totally cool too with prospecting people that I 100% don't have a relationship with yet. I mean, honestly, so because I can work with them so much easier. Next.
I'll go. So I kind of went back to basics because I feel like when I started, I didn't really know what I was doing, and I was so overwhelmed because I felt like I needed to be like your level or everybody's level. And so I was just trying to like jump into where everybody else was. So I'm trying to like rewind and start from the basics and move up. So I've kind of went back to people that started with me when I had no idea what I was really doing. I was just kind of doing what I was told, but didn't know what I was telling, and really honing in on them. Like, I'm so sorry that I had no idea what I was doing, but I kind of really know now. Well, I know a lot more. I won't say that I'm perfect. And so I've been kind of helping them. Like I said, I was messaging and taking pictures of me doing stuff with, I say friend, and we're friends, but we're not like really, really close friends. Like, I'm comfortable with her, but she's not someone that I would call or text every day on the regular. And then I'm still trying to get really personal in my messages as far as not doing the scripted ones and coming up with how I say things. Because usually I'm always like, Emily, what do I say? Like, this is what somebody said to me. Now, what do I say? And so before I was like copy paste, or she'd send me the voice messages and I'm literally writing down word for word everything she's telling me. So now I'm trying to paraphrase and say, well, Emily's would say it like this, but how would Brienne say it? And so I'm just trying to figure out who I am in the business and what I want to say for my business. So that's all I'm doing.
I love that. And I think it's perfect because what Emily would say is not what you're going to say. I mean, and Andrea guides me a lot too. Like, and like, she'll say, okay, what do you want to say? And she'll make me send her what I want to say. And then she'll help me tweak it. So, and I think I'll challenge you all to do the same thing, because don't give them all the answers. Like, make them work a little bit for it. So when you go to your sponsor and say, hey, I want you to help me with this message, here's the message, help me fix it. And so that's what I did. I sent Andrea the messages I sent today on Instagram, and I was like, listen, I sent like 10 messages today and I got like 6 no's. Like, it stings. Like, what did I do like wrong? Do you see anything in these messages I could have tweaked or fixed or whatever? And so we were talking about that tonight. So again, it's just constructive criticism. And I don't get upset like when she fixes things or tweaks some verbiage, because I know that's only making me better. And then that makes me better so that I can help you all too. So I like that. I think it's perfect. Sorry, my cat is like on another level tonight. He's like digging in the plant and everything.
I was going to say one more quick thing, because what Brienne said kind of reminded me of something I've been doing differently. You know, what she said about like, you know, thinking she needed to be on your all's level. And like, I know when I started, you know, I got a lot of like posting ideas, and I kind of like, that was my go-to. I'm like, what do I post today? And I just post something that's like this thing that's already been written up. And so the idea of trying to make my own posts, I mean, I do, but you know, it's I don't know, some version of somebody else's thing that I kind of like tweak and make my own kind of thing for a long, long time. And lately it's like, you know, when I go thinking about like making my own post and what I want to say, something I have not been doing is going online and looking at all of your things and getting ideas, because then that makes me feel insignificant. It makes me feel like what I have to say isn't worth anything. And it makes me feel like I'm comparing myself to what everybody else is doing. And I'm thinking, oh gosh, well then I have nothing great to say today, you know. And it's just like coming up with something, not looking at what everybody else is doing, and just saying like, what is it that I want to say today, without going and seeing what everybody else has already done. And this just seems like everything I'm doing now is just coming across so much more genuine, I think. And I'm getting a lot more just interaction.
You found your voice, and your audience realizes that you've found your voice because it's genuine. And that's when you will see a growth in your business, because people are like, oh, okay, this is what Amanda has to offer. This is where Amanda's going. And it comes from you, like I said, from the heart. It's more genuine.
Especially if it's laid on your heart. Like I'm like, oh, I got my post planned out. I know what I'm going to post. And then like I get up and it's 4 o'clock and I'm like it's on me like to post something else. I'm like, no, I've got my post plan. Like this is done. And it will not, like, it eats me alive. And I'm like, okay, you win. I'm going to post it. You know, it's hard because we're all about the planning, but I feel like the more, like, if God lays something on my heart and I don't post it, I feel like I've lost that opportunity. And I don't mean like the plexus world. I mean like touching a life, anything like that. So I've been really just, okay, you win today, I'm going to post it, you know, so it matters to me.
I agree. Like, and that's why I said, like, for 2 days, I've ignored the nudge to message that girl. And today it was just like, do it. And so I really do feel like sometimes like he really lays it on us. And that's just part of being a servant leader, is that doing what we're supposed to do and what he tells us to do and that we follow. So I love that too. Who's next?
I just have something that's worked this week. It doesn't always work, but my wellness chats. 2 of the girls that I just signed up last month, instead of doing a wellness chat just for one person, I tell a couple people to invite just a couple friends and we have it together. And so I've got a girl just about to go silver. She was going to talk. Was supposed to talk to her tonight, but we're going to tomorrow, and she'll be silver after that. But it was a really good one. They were really like happy. They were like, it was only 15 minutes and it was very informative. They were like, that was awesome. So wellness chats have just been my thing here lately, and just trying to get girls to silver. Nothing personal here lately. No level ones. I'm struggling in that area at the moment, but
And I have those seasons too. Like, and I'm in that season right now. In the wellness
I've
chat.
always been able to add at least 1 or 2. With these past 2 months has been my first time that I've not been able to add my own 1 or 2 and struggled with that. So definitely
Mine usually go like 1 or 2 months, like 1 or none. And then like all of a sudden I'll sign like 5 or 6. And it's like everybody wants to get started all at once. It just never fails that way. And it's even the wellness chats, like things go in seasons, like phases. Like maybe the phase of your business, like with those people, the wellness chats weren't working, but now these people are open to that. And that this is going to be a phase of people who have now attended a wellness chat. So now they know, and they can have a wellness chat for their friends. And that's where the duplication really comes in. Like people who have been on the opportunity call tonight. Now they've been exposed to an opportunity call. They now know how to invite to an opportunity call, right? Because you invited them, they joined, and now they know how to do that. So that's what's important about inviting to the events and getting people in them, is because that's what you do with them is what they duplicate. So always think about that too. We're almost finished. Next.
I can go. I don't have too much right now, but I've been trying to focus on doing like little short training videos in our group and then just kind of making sure we tag like the newest people in it. I call them like January VIP, whatever. And I've gotten actually several people that I hadn't talked to very much and those asking me questions and stuff just from the videos. So I feel like it's opening up more communication for me with some of the newer people. And I like doing those and I like keeping them short.
I love that. And I want to make videos myself. It's been on my to-do list forever. And then when I have time, I always look like this. Like, that didn't go well for me. So I need to like be dressed one day and just like knock out a bunch of videos. Like I love that because it feels more personal and it's something they can watch. And I'm a visual learner. So like that, like to me makes sense. The whole project broadcast thing, like when a drip goes out, like I have messages like rolling in like crazy. Like Andy's girl tonight, my drip went out about the referral code, and how they could earn, money towards their products every month. And so Andy's girl that she's working with that she was just talking about was like responding to me, talking about who she already had in mind and things like that. So it's just more exposure. And it just, even if like Cindy uses Amanda's videos until Cindy gets her own videos, like that's okay. You know what I'm saying? And then Cindy's like, oh, this is my friend Amanda or Lisa or whatever, they're a part of your support community or however you want to say it. And so they're going to show you how to change your subscription. They're going to show you how to redeem your perks or whatever it is. Like I see nothing wrong with that. So more exposure to more people inside the community, the better off you are. 100%. Right. Next.
I guess I'll go. For me, it's really been like loving on my back office. I was listening to one of the videos that Brooke did in Align, and she was talking about the gold school. She was like, I want to go on all of my accounts, but I don't add new people on her original diamond leg. So she was like, I have to find somebody who has never gone gold, which is probably somebody who's never shared before. And sometimes we get so comfortable with those happy wholesalers and just can place it in content that they're just going to be happy wholesalers forever. And you never know, so we stop bringing up even a shout out or sharing at all. So it's just reopening those conversations and never forgetting to bring that up.
Yeah. And Andy and I just had that talk before we got on the call. She was talking about like, when do I bring that back up? And it's like, anytime you connect with them and they're like, oh, I'm loving my products, or I love this pink drink, or I bought Vital Buy-in this month and I'm absolutely loving how I feel. Well, that's great. Like, let's tell some people, right? So you're always bringing that back up. And never taking like no for an answer. Now, if they say no, don't ever bring this up again. Of course, I'm not going to. But if they're just like, well, no, not right now, or whatever, totally fine. I'm going to bring it back up in 2 or 3 months. Like, that's just how I've always done it. Getting those shout outs, asking them to use their referral code. I like that instead of like referral link. I feel like a referral code. I don't know. Sometimes I feel like just like one little tweak of a word can make a huge difference. Like Celeste Gwen was talking, I think it was Super Saturday. It may have been Sunday. I don't remember. It's all like one big blur now. When she was talking about her rug, the washable rugs, and she's like, oh yeah, they gave me a code to share with friends so I could like earn money. She's like, well, of course I shared my code, So it's just like, if you make it very casual, like, hey, like, how Old Navy gives you a code to share with friends, like that's what Plexus is doing, right? You can get product credit or you can turn it into commissions. Like, just make it casual. Anyways, next.
I'll go.
Okay.
I kind of have been doing the same thing. I feel like I've been being more bold with my interactions with my people, like asking them how exactly they're doing with their products. How much water are you getting? 100 ounces of water, and how many BioCleanse are you taking? And how often are you using the bathroom? You know, like I was asking more vague questions, I think, before, and I feel like you know, some people are uncomfortable with the question at first, you know, about how often are you using the bathroom, or, you know, poop or BM or whatever, you know. And so I just say, I know it's uncomfortable, but it's important, you know, and then I'll put like a wink or something like that. But I'm getting like feedback now on that, and actually helped two people tonight, kind of, you know, letting them know that that's very normal. And, you know, so they're going to keep me posted the next couple days. So that's good. And then I had some people that were inactive, and I just messaged and, you know, said, how are things going? You have your subscription pushed out, and I just wondered how things are going with your products. I don't want you to, you know, continue worrying about this if it's not working for you, but I'd really like to help you get hooked up with some products that can get you what you're looking for. And she just said that she had tried for 2 months and it wasn't working, and she was home during COVID. As a teacher, she was working from home, and she said that's the only way I could have even done it. And she said she tried only the pink drink. And so I just switched it. I said, well, how have you tried any of the skincare products? And she said she liked the collagen. So I don't know. She said she would look at that stuff because she was ready to turn it off. And maybe she still will. I don't know. But I guess my perspective more now is, how can I help you get benefit out of your, I'm not just as concerned maybe, or thinking about, I got to meet this number. I got to make sure that everybody has 100 PV. I just want to make sure that you're getting what you signed up for. So I feel like just switching that mindset has really helped with how I approach people, because I can be more bold when I know that I'm doing it for their benefit, not mine.
Yeah, and I love that. And so like you're finding your groove too, and you're finding what's working for you. Sorry, I had to tame the cat. He was driving me nuts. It was, I think well, like learning how to be a good question asker and asking those deeper questions. And like you said, like it's not always transactional, but it's more of a relationship, and it's more of like, you started this, you spent money, like, and you've trusted me, like, let me help you use what you have. Let me help you be consistent, and, you know, all those things. And I agree with that. I love that. Cindy Angel, are you last?
I guess. Oh, sorry. Takes me a while. My lap's full. I don't, I'm just basically been loving on people. I don't really know what else to say. Nothing different than anyone else. No magic secret here. So just been, you know, trying to love on the people that I have ordering and those that I don't have ordering as well. So.
And I think those connections are so important. And it's not just like, and I say, it's not just like, hey, how are you, or whatever. Like dig in with them. Like if you see them outside playing with their kids on the snow day, like ask them what they did, ask them where they went. Like, oh my gosh, like, oh, you're local, like where did you go sleigh riding, or you know, whatever. Like dig in and kind of ask questions. Like, and that's where I struggle, because I'm not a small talk person, like, and I struggle with that small talk. But I'm really, God bless it, I'm really learning, like, let's just take over the Zoom call. Like, I'm really trying to get better at that, because that's where I struggle too. It's like yesterday, a lady was talking to me on Instagram, and it was almost like this awkward conversation. And so like I'm talking to Andrea about it. She's like, Brina, it's like a first date. And I'm like, I've not dated in like almost 20 years. Like this is like not okay. Like I don't know. This is weird. It's awkward. But it's just like you've just kind of got to like get over that fact and just be yourself and just ask them questions and connect with them. Like, just do it, because well, then just tell us how. How do you do it? Because I'm not.
I like to talk all the time. I like to talk about myself a lot. I feel like I'm very relatable. I can turn anybody's whatever into something that I can relate to. It's probably my niche. I'm very relatable. I just like to talk.
See, now I can do that when people are like face to face with me, but like,
Oh, no, I
over-
can do it all the time.
yeah, that's what I got to figure out too.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I just say what comes to my mind first. Like if I see something, this is what I thought when I saw it. Sometimes I regret it, but
yeah,
sometimes I just say it and I'm like, well, I hope they know how I was trying to say that to them.
Brienne, this is how come we talk all the time, because
Yeah.
I'm the same.
I'm always like, I just always say stuff to her all the time. I'm like, I love this food. Can you tell me what you did?
See, and
all
that's
the
what we got. That's what we have to do more of.
Yeah.
Like as genuine people wanting connect and like wanting to connect with other people. That's what we've got to learn how to do. Like when you see their outfit, where did you get that outfit? Like when I see something you cooked, what's the recipe? Where'd you find that? Like,
I do that to you all the time too.
I know.
See?
I typed in the message saying it's kind of like flirting. Like
Yeah.
I feel like I'm like flirting. Like,
It is.
it is. It's like with new people, especially like people that I don't know. So like these new people, like, because there's this girl, and it's so funny because I messaged her today. And I've been prospecting her, and I like knew her. I met her. She was a bank customer once upon a time. We have not connected or been on social media together at all. And so I just saw her, I friended her, and it's like she was in Hawaii, and I was like, oh, girl, I was like, you looking good, you know, just like commenting, complimenting, like, and then it was so funny because then she was like liking on my stories and I was liking on hers, and I was like, we've been crossing social media paths for a while now. We just need to talk. So we talked today. I invited her to the thing. She couldn't make it to the thing. She had to work tonight. So I was like, okay, it's fine. I'll send you the message. And she said, but I do want to hear more about this. And I was like, it's happening.
Yeah, that's awesome. And I love that. I think it's just like realizing like they're people too. Like it's not just
It's
a,
having a conversation.
yeah,
Like Brienne was all up in her head the other day about a message. It was like, what would you say to them if they're standing in front of you?
right.
Like it's the same thing. Have a conversation with them.
Yeah.
And it's like we get stuck on these messages and we'll, word vomit, or we'll send something, just a sentence, but then there's nothing for them to respond to.
Right.
Like when I'm having a conversation with you in person, like it's going to end at a point where like I've asked you a question or there's something in there that like you can bounce back with.
Right.
I'm not just ending the conversation. And that's what we have to get past in our messages too.
Right. 100%. And that's why I try, like, if I am having a conversation with somebody, I always try and like at least end like in a sort of kind of question. That way that ball can bounce back and forth. Like that girl that I was talking to yesterday, her Instagram is like New Jersey to Texas. And so I was like, so what brought you to Texas? And so like that kind of got that conversation going too. Like be interested in people. Like don't always focus on being the interesting one, but genuinely be interested in people. Like you don't always have to be their cheerleader. You don't always have to be their go-to positive person. You don't always have to be their number one, but be a person, connect with them and just have those conversations. Like if I can say anything, that'll take you farther than anything will, is being able to like have conversations with people that aren't always like transactional. And I think that was in that podcast I shared the other day where she talked about having like true solid relationships and connections over like all those transactional thoughts where I hope this conversation ends in a sale, or I hope this conversation ends with me getting that person back on their products or, whatever it is. So everybody share? I think everybody shared, right? Okay. Over our time again, but that's okay. I feel like it was valuable and worth it. So I'm really enjoying these calls. I like that they're open and we're getting to share. Don't forget to be screenshotting your IPA sheets into the group. That way it's just for accountability. Like I'm not scanning over your sheets to make sure that I'm like not grading your papers. I have better things to do than that. So sorry, I love you, but I'm not doing that. But it's just for accountability purposes. So don't forget to do that. And then Magic Week is about to begin. We are on the brink. So like this weekend, we'll start your Magic Week where you can really start, for whatever reason, that little switch just switches in your head, right? And we all get so excited because it's the end of the month. But you guys have the buy two, get one, the buy two active, get one Immune Plus free. That's huge. Don't forget to stock up on for yourself. And the double 10% off is huge. So everybody I've had on the fence, I've been going back to them and letting them know that I have a double dip coupon. That's never happened before. And I'm telling them that it's like a glitch in the system. So it's kind of like something like that may not be there tomorrow. We don't know. Like, so, so one girl's talking to me tomorrow. So I think just applying that urgency somehow, be creative with it. Like if they're hanging on the fence, like find a way to create that urgency for them. And then this would be the time that I would 100% be asking for shout outs and asking people to share or have a wellness chat or whatever it would be. Get them in front of their friends somehow. The group is going really well too. The challenge group. So I've really liked that. Andrea's virtual assistant, I think, has done a really good job with the graphics. I think it looks good. It's clean. And so I really enjoyed that. So events for next month, if you all want something special, or if you have an idea or suggestion, let us know before the end of the month, because that way we can set up the calendar in enough time to let everybody know. So if you have an idea or you want to run something for the team, let us know before the end of the month so we can get that on the calendar. But super excited. You guys have done amazing. You've made it 20 days out of your 90. So I know, it's so awesome. Proud of you guys. So hope you guys have a good weekend. I'll be traveling tomorrow, but I'll be available most of the day until tomorrow. So I will talk to you guys later, and thanks for joining me tonight.